Hey everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome to the Banner Saga. So, normally I wouldn't have been covering this game, but the developers of Banner Saga kindly sent me a copy of Banner Saga 2. The embargo drops tomorrow, April 19th, and, I don't have a series on Banner Saga 1, and apparently they're direct continuations of each other, so I'm going to do the insane thing and play through all of Banner Saga 1 in one day. And put it all up on YouTube in one day. So, sorry for the vid spam, people. But this is the only way that I can play, two games. Like, I've always wanted to play this game, but I never had a good reason to, just because I missed the bus for, recording it for YouTube. And then they send me the sequel, which is actually going to be something that I'd like to cover in a relevant, period of time. And I'm like, well, here we go. So, here we go. Let's get started. So, one thing I will say is I have it on easy mode. I don't know how much easier that's going to make it. But if I want to get through this game fast, I gotta keep it easy. Sorry. Anyway, we'll have it at like a normal difficulty for later. But for now, this is the way we're doing it. So, new game. Let's see. The story in the Banner Saga changes based on the choices you make. You will occasionally switch between lead characters, witnessing the story unfold from different perspectives. Alright. The gods are dead. In their wake, man and giant survived through a tenuous alliance, driving black destroyers called Dredge deep into the northern wastes. Now is an era of growth and trade. Life goes on. Only one thing is stopped. The sun. Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. Soundtracks by Austin Wintory, and boy is it good. I do so love his music.
Að sjá dreggjan á ferli neðan vor. It has been several long months on the road. The first signs of snowfall accost us on our approach to Strand, largest of the trade cities on the Val-human borders, and our last collection before returning to the capital. Several days ago, the sun simply came to a stop in the sky. Though during these long winter days, none of us can be certain how long it has been this way. Some of the men in the caravan have taken it as a dire omen. I am not quick to superstition, but I myself will be glad to be done with this year's rounds. We have been warned by stranded travelers about brigands on the path through Ridgehorn, our road home. Our captain seems unconcerned. Perhaps he is as eager as I to be done here. We will rest here this day and inquire further when we speak to the governor.
Okay, you've arrived just in time. The chieftain in red and his men are now looking at a tougher fight than they bargained for. Drag around the screen to see your surroundings. Click the check mark to continue. These portraits show the order of initiative, taking turns from left to right. Your allies are blue, the enemy is red. It is your turn to act. Movement happens before action. This ring shows your shield banger is still active. The blue tiles around him show where he can move. Some characters fill more tiles than others. The Horned Allies are a race of giants called Varl, who take up 4 tiles each. while humans fill a single tile. This can have a huge impact on your strategy. Click the tile you want to move to, then click the shield mark to confirm. Move your shield banger here, and get him into attack range. That's pretty animation. To target an enemy, click the tile on which they stand. Ally tiles are blue, the enemies are red. Target this enemy now by clicking his tile. You can choose to either attack an enemy's strength or break his armor. The numbers beneath each icon, 2, 5, show the damage you'll do to that stat. Strength counts as both health and damage. A loss of 2 strength means you'll now do 2 less damage. If strength falls to 0, the character falls in battle. Armor blocks strength damage, but can be reduced by a break attack. By breaking armor, you open them up to take more damage in the future. This enemy has only 5 strength remaining. A strength attack will kill him. Okay. So click the fist now to attack his strength, then confirm your choice. He's down. Each time you make a kill, your renown grows, which is used later to improve your characters. After taking an action, your turn ends. Next up is the enemy. Turns always alternate, even if you're outnumbered. Despite being at full strength, the chieftain will do little against your shield banger's high armor. How much armor does he have? Can I see? That's... I guess I can't. Okay. Okay. Now it's your Warhawk's turn. He appears to be out of range of these enemies, but all characters can use willpower to boost their actions. Willpower is a limited resource, use it wisely. By clicking on gold tiles, a character can move further than usual. It will cost at the cost of 1 willpower per gold tile. Red, pulsing tiles beneath your enemy show how close you'll have to get to be within range. Move your Warhawk within range now. Okay. Standard attacks only affect a single enemy, but your Warhawk has a special ability that gives him a unique advantage. Click your Warhawk's tile to access his ability. Okay. Clicking your character's tile will bring up all of his combat options, including move, ability, attack, and end turn. Click the purple ability icon now, Tempest. The ability description appears in the tooltips below. The Warhawk's Tempest allows him to slam multiple enemies at once. Select an enemy, and then confirm your choice. That made quick work of the chieftain's bodyguards. When there's only one enemy left, players enter pillage mode. During pillage, each character moves in order, and there are no more guaranteed turns. Check the initiative to see how the order has changed. Your allies now get to move twice in a row. If a character does not move on his turn, he can rest to gain 1 willpower. The chieftain will rest this turn. Looks like the chieftain is in some trouble. Your shield banger won't be able to finish the job with a normal attack, but willpower can be used to boost your damage. Click the chieftain's tile to attack. Click the fist, and then the stars above the fist add willpower. The number of stars available each turn are determined by your exertion stat. You'll see the damage number go up as you add willpower. Click a star, and then the green check mark to kill this enemy. Okay, so we do 8 damage total. He's got 9, so if we do this and 1, that'll kill him. Okay. Victory. The foes lying dead at your feet would regret something. Gotcha. Continue.
Like a rabid wolf, that one. How did it come to this? We fool ourselves believing that peace will last. My grandfather built all this from a poor fishing village, you know. He watched the gods die, watched the chaos that followed, watched man and var slaughter each other, even before the dreads arose. All we've done is traded one struggle for another. Now that there are no more dreads to war against, we war against ourselves. This chieftain meant to kill me, and he's not the first. A dozen families in the city would gladly take my chair. This one had men waylaying merchants, both north and south of the city, strangling trade, quite well, I would add, though he denied it to his lust. This sort of wolf doesn't stop biting because the head is cut off. It just grows a new head. I'm in a bad way, my friend. Help me finish this fight, and I'll gladly send you on your way with double our king's tithe. Take any men you need. They're loyal, I promise you that. They will meet you down in the proving grounds.
Chapter 1. Only the sun has stopped. Okay, you're approached by a familiar man who walks in step with you as you're leaving the Great Hall. He cuts to the chase. Do we press X? Eric, Steward of Strand. I manage the governor's business. Ubin, isn't it? It is. The governor tells me you'll be giving us a hand. Seems... Oh, yeah, I can do 1, 2, and 3. What did you have in mind? Scalflings that you didn't hack up in the Great Hall scattered after you took out their chieftain. The governor wants to make sure they stay down. Was hoping you'd join me at the marketplace by the docks. If there's anyone left to worry about, I know who can tell us. Yeah, I can do 1, 2, 3 in space to get through this faster. It's better than clicking. I like that. God, Wintry, you made such a good soundtrack. Okay, visit the market tent to visit the merchant. Let me handle this. You meander through rows of open-face houses and eroded stalls. Colored canvases flap on a briny current. One man in particular blanches as you approach. Had, I'm not in a good mood today. For what? Talking to an idiot. The Scalfling's chieftain bled out about an hour ago, Had. So when you tell me what rat anus the rest of them crawled back into, nobody's gonna try and kill you this time. I don't talk to... They don't talk to me! Eric, need some help here? I had a change of heart. I hope you do give us a hard time. Had sweats visibly, fumbling with some dirty trinkets on his table. Wait, just buy one of these. If everyone thinks I'm getting worked over every week, how am I supposed to know much? Just a little food money, yeah? So we can do... Intimidate him, pay him, do nothing. Alright, we could pay him. I like the, slight idle animations going on here. God, this game is beautiful. Yeah, let's pay him. You toss a sliver of silver on the table. Both men look at you with surprise. Had gestures meekly to a variety of junk from the stall. Take whatever you like. Only thing I'd like is the name of a place. Nobleman. Up by the east wall. But that was months ago, last I know. Had skulks away with a wave of Eric's hand. Yeah, it is Eric's hand, gathering things up from his hovel. Disappearing for a while until this blows over, you figure. Your bodyguard steps forward. Are we done here? Gunnulf, were you wearing green and back at the Great Hall? Nope, just bought them while you were walking around. Why? They look good. Glad you care. Gunnulf goes off to look at more stalls. Eric, that man of yours seemed unreliable at best. A blind dog wouldn't trust Had. But he used to be Scalfling. Or Scalfing. If they're licking their wounds, they've probably gone to old haunts, not new ones. Nobleman is a mead hall? Best I can tell, name's ironic. Listen, I know a guy who'd love to put up a few of these skulls in the ground. I'm going to go find him. I'll meet you there. Let's see. After this, I'm done here. Shouldn't we have an approach of some sort? What a luxury. Oh, what a luxury. Come on. You've already mopped up worse today. Just make sure the governor remembers his promise. Double the usual tithe. I'll remind him. I'm not even going to try voice acting it. I don't know how many characters there are, and trying to voice act this would be a pain. Okay, so we've got great morale, days of supplies, renown, 0 days. Now what? So we've got... a mead hall. Ah, mead house. I thought there was a big neon sign above it. You arrive in front of what must be the nobleman. A few minutes later, Eric appears, with a weather-beaten man introduced as Valgard. I'll point them out, Eric says over his shoulder. Ready? You're walking through the front door? They ran into a mead house, says Valgard. I'll be surprised if they can stand up straight right now. Okay, here we go. Valgard boots the front door open so hard it won't close again without repair. As you enter the hall, Eric is already at the head of a table, his axe drawn. Wide-eyed, drunken Skelfings scramble to find their own weapons, turning tables and meadsteins in the process. I wish there was a little bit of music during the loading. But maybe that's just me. Okay, click a unit to deploy them into any of the blue tiles. When all units are satisfactorily deployed, click the ready button to start the battle. Okay, so... Okay, who do we have? Wait, is Uden not in the... Okay. I have half a mind to actually kind of spread out my troops over in kind of like this direction. Let them come to me slightly. Maybe? I don't know. I don't know how much I want to do things. I also kind of wish I could see the turn order. But we've got these two guys here, and I kind of like to use the Warhawk this direction. Okay, let's do it like this, maybe. That seems like a reasonable choice. Okay, click the ready button. Where's the ready button? Ah, ready. Okay, battle. So we've got this man. So, honestly, I have half a mind to just let them come to me entirely. Who's in the mix? So it's going to be him, then him. So he can go here, maybe get to my Warhawk at the cost of willpower. But my current guy, what does he even have? He's got Stonewall. Move, rest, attack. So what's Stonewall do? Blocks 3 damage per hit, 1 round. So I could actually move forward and Stonewall. That's ability rank. It doesn't say if there's like a cooldown on these things or anything. So if I move to block him, like... If we move like... Honestly, right here? The problem is I want to give enough space to... Okay, so if we move here... And Stonewall blocks hits. That'll put him in the way. So this guy's going to run forward and do nothing. Gotcha. So I could, at the cost of a little bit of willpower, we can move forward and hit this guy. How much damage does he do? 8. So yeah, we can take him out. Okay, we can rally. I don't know what rally does. Or we can just attack. 6 damage. Don't need any extra willpower. There it goes. Warden. Extra renown. Okay. Conveniently, we can just move here. It doesn't look like we can move any further. Oh. Is this at the cost of willpower? I don't know if we want to do that. So let's just move him here. No, he doesn't have any abilities. So we're just going to end turn. I like it that it asks me to confirm my actions. I do so hate it in video games when it doesn't let me do that. Okay, so unfortunately... We've trapped our Warhawk here, and there's not much we can do about it. Oh, that's okay. And we've kind of made like a tighter situation for these guys, which is appreciated. Okay, so we... Oh, this guy does 10 damage. God damn. Okay, so let's attack. This guy, 8. So... Freaking... What's his name? Valdar? Valdar is strong. So he does... Yeah, he does enough damage. These guys are not fighting back. Not the slightest. We don't need to do anything special. God, the animations are cool. And he got promoted. Oh, that's 1 armor. Eh. Hardly matters to me. These guys are weak. I wonder if all combat's gonna be this easy. Then again, I do have it on easy mode. Like, honestly, if it is too easy, I will actually scale the difficulty up. Because, I mean, obviously, that would be... It's really boring to just play a game on, like, ultra easy mode. But like I said, I really do want to get through this as fast as possible. This is not speed run. This is not anything. Okay, so we can attack this person. Oh yeah, we can kill him. This is not a speed run exactly, but this is definitely a I want to waste as little time doing this as possible. Very rare that I'm ever going to do a series as quickly as I can. Which means I'm gonna try and take my decisions fast. I don't know. Anyway, victory! Renown grows. Rewards. Promotion. Eric. Gotcha. That goes really fast. Wish it didn't. And we get 11 renown. Yay! There they are. Gods be damned. I've got to go wash off this blood. Eric is looking out the hall's windows and onto the bay. A fleet of longships approach with sails of bold reds and blues. One banner I know well, Wagner. Next for Varl Kingship, last we spoke. The other flag looks important. Yeah, important guess. See what I deal with all day long? Ah, makes a little bit more sense. You hoped I'd have a stake in saying everything's fine here when the royal guests arrived. Not me, the governor. Now I have to make sure there are no rotting bodies or pools of entrails still in the Great Hall before they come by. Can I ask one more favor? What is it? If you happen to stall our guest down by the docks, I wouldn't object. Maybe I will. Eric and Volgard hustle from the mead house. To his credit, Eric tosses the barkeep a spar of silver for the mess. You give an apologetic shrug, and go to greet the new arrivals down by the docks. God, the face art is so pretty. Like, honestly, this game is kind of the ideal for my, like, visual style in a lot of ways. Very flat. With, like, a lot of nice use of line and stuff. The environment is a little bit less true of this. But, like, the character portraiture is gorgeous. And so if I were to do, like, portraits and stuff, it would be pretty close to this. Though, admittedly, I wouldn't be animating it nearly as much, because I'm lazy. But, like, look at that. That beard. It's got all this, like, nice lines, but there's no shading, in fact. None whatsoever. God, the detail in the horns are really cool. I like it. Wagner? A familiar Varl steps onto the docks. In your mind, you recall a much younger version tramping the halls of Grofheim, abundant in purpose. Gods, Ubin, you're looking ancient. Comes with being old, and if there is Wagner, there must be Hakon. Must there? Still bleeding tributes from the poor and stupid old yaks. At what age do you lose a sense of shame? Jorgunder demands it. I'll take that over lingering to death in Grofheim. Speaking of, I had no sense that you were so far from home. I've just returned from Erberang, in fact, and glad of it. Hakon motions the other ships in the bay, sails still fluttering, golden wolf-head emblazoned in red, the kings of men, or someone on his behalf. The king's whelp. The king's son, Ludin. Didn't you know, Scrivener? We visit his capital, he visits ours. It's how you make alliances these days. It's a miserable waste of time. Yes, Hakon has it. I'd almost forgotten. It's a good thing you're around, Hakon. Then you're going to Grofheim. I have the distinct feeling I've unfinished business in Strand, and was heading there myself. We should caravan. We should. Give it a day. In better circumstances, I'd drink a week away, but, let's just be done. Find me tomorrow at the gates. What he's trying to say is the prince is a delight to behold. Where is Moger? Hakon, have him find a place to put up the warriors. I'm heading up to meet the governor. A host of giants depart in his wake. You recognize a few. Others are strangers to you. Guess I'm off to find Moger. See you in the morning, Scrivener. I'll be along. The young prince of men ambles from his ship. He brushes off his tunic, scanning the beach with low eyelids. Ludin looks, for all the world, the sort of boy who grew up pulling the legs from spiders. The long road back to Grofheim should be more interesting than most years, you think. Interesting, so we're a scribe. We're not actually a fighter. Cool. Okay. Weariness suddenly settles in, and you chuckle to yourself about what an odd day it's been. One of the governor's men at the Great Hall could find you a place to sleep. On the other hand, if you're going to join Wagner's caravan tomorrow, it might not hurt to share a drink with Hakon, or introduce yourself to the prince they spoke so highly of. Okay, so we can talk to Hakon or the prince. Talk Hakon to converse with your heroes. Let's talk to Hakon. The prince doesn't seem like he's worth talking to. Scrivener, you find Hakon in a mead house, surrounded by other Varl. Strand is no stranger to Varl, but rarely sees this many. Hakon waves you over. Went straight for a flagon? Wagner's the one who agreed to pass up a drink. I wasn't invited to the governor's hall anyway. Oh, you missed the massacre. Every year I make the rounds collecting taxes. Every year it's the human settlements that give me trouble. No surprise. What's this time? When I got here, the Great Hall was already full of bodies. We added a few more. Ha! Humans. I guess if I only lived as long as a Yoxfart, I might be desperate to make something of myself too. Well, it's not late to start trying, Hacken. Hacken lets slip a low chuckle. Any Varl could recount his deeds, known as he is for cutting a swath through Dredge at Wagnir's side in the Second War, and regularly since then. Down here, I'm a glorified bodyguard. You might have a point. Just another reason to get back to Grofheim. Soon enough, I imagine. You drink until the meat house becomes overbearing, then step back into the cool area outside. Alright, and let's go talk to the prince. Apparently we can do both. Is this the right place? You find the prince at an inn. Guards blanket the building, including a sharp-eyed Varro who must be working for Luden. A woman in red eventually waves you over and stands nearby, arms crossed. Greetings, Prince Luden. Yes? You're with Wagner? I don't remember you. Not exactly. I've known Wagner a long time. I'll be joining you back to Grofheim, with my guards. Luden looks up for the first time. The woman doesn't react. Why? I work for the king, carrying tithes to the capital. We crossed by chance. Oh, a tax collector. Fine company. What do you want? I have a habit of recording history. I thought we might talk about your visit. A Varl historian. Aha! Don't you already know? Your king and mine both have been practically trumpeting it throughout the cities. I've been on the road a while, I'm afraid. Luden takes a deep sigh. Whether tired or ungracious, you aren't certain. Maybe both. A formality, mostly. Wagner came to our capital in Arborang, and now we go to the Varl's capital in Grofheim to cement this grand alliance for the next stage of men in Varl. You sound unconvinced. There's no need for it, and it's damned cold up here, too. You get the sense he's struggling not to complain outright. You take the opportunity to excuse yourself. This is well written. I like it. Anyway, to the Great Hall. At dawn, you're awoken by a delivery of goods. At least you think it's dawn. Damn hard to tell with the sun that never moves. The governor's crest adorns the supply leathers. All there, just as promised. To your mild surprise, you wonder if Eric had anything to do with that. 20 renown. Your guards take the treasure wagon down to the gates. Wagner is already here. A while later, Luden and his men appear, groggy and disheveled. Moger steps forward. Wagner's quartermaster, if you recall correctly, in charge of his unwieldy entourage of warriors. You know him only in passing. He asks if you're ready to depart. We're ready. You follow Moger and join the others. Usually the smaller doors set into the gates would be enough to enter or leave the city, but the town guards have been told to push them open entirely. They mutter things under their breath that are best not heard. Perhaps the governor expected you to draw a crowd, but there's nothing of the sort. Just frustrated, tired people. It summarizes Strand as a whole, you think. Oh, well, as a whole, you think. Works for me. This is cool. I like this. I always wanted to play it more, but just never had the time. Alright, so we're losing supplies as the days go by, I assume. Anyway, clansmen, fighters, Varl. It's kind of a shame there's like zero animations. They're just scooting along on the ground. Yeah, so we lose 1 supply per day. Gotcha. Yeah, that's not bad. God, this is pretty. And Austin Wintory truly is doing the soundtrack well. If you don't know, he's the guy that did Journey and Assassin's Creed Syndicate and several other games that I'm forgetting at this current point in time. Water. The caravan stops for the day. A gift, says Moger, cracking open mead casks. From our gracious friend, the governor of Strand. Hours passed with raucous laughter as the mead is passed throughout the camp. Drink a little, drink a lot. Toast to Wagner. Here is your drink, toasting the alliance between man and Varl. The others join in. Luden's expression is like a stone wall, but the others laugh at your exaggerations. Eventually you sit down beside Wagner. Chat with Wagner. Thanks for the speech, slurs Wagner. Looks like you didn't have to miss out after all. Thanks to Moger. Thought the damned governor would never shut up. Did he give you the history of his entire family? He tried, then he asked me to clean up his mess. For your benefit, turns out. I'd have gotten the job to you, too. Oh, I'd have given the job to you, too. Gods, there's no joy in politics. Speaking of, what happened after the business with Luden? Hopefully the boy gets back to Arborang on his own, and I can take out some frustration on Dredge or something. Starting to sound like Hacken. You don't like the life of a diplomat? Ha! Don't you miss the fight, Ubin? You down your mead instead of replying. Vognir slouches and shakes his head. There's no great joy in killing Dredge, but pretty sure this nonsense is some scheme between the two kings to force some kind of lineage. Used to be warriors would follow you for what you've done. Isn't that why they follow you now? Or is it? Or is it because I'm the next in the line? These lines are getting muddy, old Varl. They've always been muddy, Vognir. Vognir stares into the campfire. Lost in thought. You leave him to it. Friggin' love Ubin. Do we play as Ubin the entire way through? That'd be cool. Okay, you rise groggily. The campsite a casualty of merriment. Mogir is already kicking the warriors awake when you spot Ludin stalking your direction. He sidesteps sleeping bodies. Better wake up, you nudge Vognir. You're needed. Ah, it's Ludin. Always a pleasure. You look well rested. Vognir releases a caged yawn and receives a hard-eyed stare in return. How long to Grafheim? Ah, we're only 2 days out of Strand, you know. Come, I'll show you a map. I'm noticing I'm not reading this completely. I'm kind of predicting the words because my eyes move too fast. I don't know. Me reading things is bad. I've got, like, I'm going to say simulated dyslexia because my eyes and my brain read faster than my mouth reads out loud. So I'm always going to stumble around my words just a little bit. I'm getting better at it, I've noticed. But it still happens. Anyway, world map. Drag the map to look around. A portrait icon shows where your caravan is in the world. You can also tap on any location to get some history about it. When you're done with the map, tap the X button at the bottom of the screen. Neat. Well, you know what? This is a great stopping point, so I'll see you guys in the next episode.